Most birds can fly. If you see a bird, you can normally conclude that it can probably fly. But is this a good reason to believe that penguins can fly? They are birds, after all. If you think that the answer is no, then well done, you have spotted the fallacy. Keep watching to explore the fallacy of accident, to learn more about why this is a fallacy and how to spot subtler instances of it. The fallacy of accident is where somebody takes something that's normally true and treats it as if it were always true, even in cases when it's not. So we know that most birds can fly. But we also know that some birds, like penguins, can't fly. So we know that the fact that something is a bird isn't a sufficient reason to conclude that it can fly. And if we know what kind of bird it is, we can't even say that it can probably fly. If we know that it's a penguin, we have enough information to say that it definitely can't fly. So to reason that a penguin is a bird, most birds can fly, and therefore that penguins can fly is a fallacy. The reasoning is invalid because the premises don't mean that the conclusion can't be false. It's possible for something to be a bird and yet not be able to fly. Check out our video on argument to learn more about when an argument is valid, if you haven't seen it already. This fallacy is part of a category of fallacies called fallacies of presumption. Watch out for a future video in this series where we'll explore the categories of fallacies in more detail. In our penguin example, it's easy to see why it's wrong to assume that all birds can fly. But examples of this fallacy in the real world are often subtler than this. For example, someone might say that, in general, most people don't get enough exercise, so people in general should get more exercise. But there will always be people who do in fact get plenty of exercise and other people who can't get any more exercise because of health problems, for example. So it's not actually true that people in general should get more exercise. Only the specific people who aren't getting enough exercise should get more exercise. And that's not everybody. If you act as if it is everybody, you might end up doing real harm to people. So to avoid the fallacy of accident, be very careful when a person makes a generalization about a whole category of things. Unless that generalization is universally true, in other words, unless you know that it's true for literally every single member of the category, then you can't assume that it's necessarily true for any individual member of the category. Instead of looking at the generality, you need to look at the individual. This is especially important when thinking about people, as making the wrong assumption about a person can have seriously bad consequences, like if you assume that somebody who's seriously ill needs more exercise, for example. Have you come across any examples of the fallacy of accident recently? If so, let us know in the comments. And if you like this video, check out our other videos on critical thinking and liberal values. And don't forget to subscribe for more videos like this one.